At first light, as the sun rises over the Bay of Naples, Mount Vesuvius stands motionless against the sky. Its slopes are painted in gold and shadow, its outline calm, almost gentle. From a distance it appears timeless, an ancient guardian watching over the land and sea alike. But Vesuvius is not asleep. It is waiting. Beneath its quiet surface, deep within the Earth's crust, pressure builds slowly and relentlessly. Molten rock shifts in darkness. Gases accumulate. Time stretches. What feels like stillness to human eyes is, in truth, a fragile pause in a long and violent story. For centuries, people have lived, loved, and labored in the shadow of this mountain. Vineyards grow from its fertile soil. Cities spread across its foothills. Life flourishes where destruction once ruled. And yet, history whispers a warning, one etched in ash and stone. In the year 79 CE, this mountain shattered the illusion of permanence. In a single day, it erased entire cities, froze lives in their final moments, and forever changed humanity's understanding of nature's power. Pompeii, Herculaneum, names that echo through time like unanswered prayers. Today, millions live within reach of Vesuvius. Children play under its gaze. Streets hum with life. The mountain watches silently, as it always has. This is not just the story of a volcano. It is the story of coexistence between creation and destruction, beauty and terror, humanity and the restless earth beneath its feet. Mount Vesuvius rises along the western edge of Italy, overlooking the sweeping curve of the Bay of Naples. Though modest in height, standing at approximately 1,281 meters, it dominates the landscape with an unmistakable presence. Its power does not come from size, but from structure, location, and the immense forces that formed it. Geologically, Vesuvius exists at a dangerous crossroads. It lies along the boundary where the African tectonic plate is slowly being forced beneath the Eurasian plate. This process, known as subduction, generates intense heat and pressure deep within the Earth's mantle. Over thousands of years, molten rock, magma, has risen through fractures in the crust, seeking an escape to the surface. Vesuvius is classified as a stratovolcano, a type of volcano built from layers of lava, ash, and fragmented rock deposited by repeated eruptions. Unlike gently sloping shield volcanoes, stratovolcanoes are steep, complex, and capable of extremely explosive behavior. Their internal structure traps gases, allowing pressure to build until release becomes catastrophic. What makes Vesuvius especially unique is its relationship with an older volcanic formation known as Mount Somma. Thousands of years ago, a massive eruption caused Mount Somma to collapse inward, leaving a large caldera. Over time, Vesuvius formed within this collapsed structure, creating what scientists now call the Somma-Vesuvius volcanic complex. This layered, nested formation adds to the volcano's instability and unpredictability. The surrounding region reflects this violent geological history. Thick layers of volcanic ash and rock blanket the land, enriching the soil with minerals. This fertility has made the area one of the most productive agricultural zones in Italy, supporting vineyards, orchards, and farms for centuries. The same eruptions that destroyed cities also created the conditions for new life to thrive. From its summit, Vesuvius offers a deceptive view: calm waters, bustling cities, and green slopes stretching toward the horizon. Yet beneath this beauty lies a living system: magma chambers, fractures, and pressure zones constantly evolving. Mount Vesuvius is not a relic of the past. It is a geological process in motion. Its form, shaped by fire and collapse, stands as a reminder that the landscape of southern Italy is not fixed, but alive, sculpted by forces far older and far stronger than humanity itself. Mount Vesuvius is not a volcano that erupts often, but when it does, it reshapes history. Its activity unfolds in long cycles of silence followed by sudden, violent release. This pattern has made it both deceptive and deadly, lulling generations into a false sense of security before unleashing its full power. Geological evidence shows that Vesuvius has been active for more than 17,000 years. Long before written history, powerful eruptions shaped the Campanian landscape, burying early human settlements beneath layers of ash and pumice. One of the most significant prehistoric events, known as the Avellino eruption around 1800 BCE, devastated Bronze Age communities across southern Italy, forcing widespread abandonment of the region. By the time of the Roman Empire, Vesuvius had entered a prolonged period of relative calm. Its slopes were densely populated, its fertile soil prized for agriculture. Roman authors described it as a peaceful mountain, unaware that its silence was temporary. Earthquakes occurred, but they were considered normal for the region and rarely interpreted as warnings. This long dormancy ended dramatically in 79 CE. The eruption that followed became the most famous volcanic event in recorded history, defining Vesuvius's reputation forever. But it was not the last. After centuries of intermittent quiet, Vesuvius erupted again in 472 CE, spreading ash as far as Constantinople. Medieval eruptions followed in 512 and later centuries, periodically reminding the population of the mountain's nature. The eruption of 1631 was especially destructive, killing thousands and destroying entire villages. It marked a turning point in Europe's understanding of volcanic danger, inspiring early scientific inquiry into eruption behavior. The volcano remained active into the modern era. Smaller eruptions occurred regularly between the 18th and early 20th centuries, sometimes drawing tourists who watched lava flows from a distance. The last major eruption took place in 1944, during the final months of World War II. Lava destroyed several towns, and ash damaged Allied aircraft stationed nearby. Soon after, Vesuvius fell silent once more. Today, the volcano is classified as dormant, not extinct. Its history shows that long periods of inactivity are often followed by explosive awakenings. For scientists, Vesuvius is not a question of if, but when. In late August of the year 79 CE, life in the Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum followed its usual rhythm. Markets bustled, children played in the streets, fishermen worked along the coast. Though the ground had shaken in the days before, few suspected that the mountain looming above them was about to erupt. Shortly after midday, Mount Vesuvius exploded. A massive column of ash, gas, and volcanic debris shot skyward, rising more than 20 kilometers into the atmosphere. The plume spread outward, darkening the sky and blotting out the sun. Within hours, daylight turned to night. Pompeii lay directly in the path of falling ash and pumice. Small stones rained down, covering streets and rooftops. At first, many residents attempted to flee, wrapping cloth around their faces to breathe. Others sought shelter indoors, believing the eruption would pass. As ash accumulated, roofs collapsed under the weight, crushing those beneath them. Breathing became impossible as fine particles filled the air. Herculaneum, closer to the volcano, faced a different and far deadlier fate. While it was initially spared from heavy ashfall, the city was later struck by a series of pyroclastic surges, fast-moving clouds of superheated gas, ash, and rock. These surges raced down the slopes at speeds exceeding 100 kilometers per hour. Temperatures soared above 500 degrees Celsius. Death was instantaneous. Along the coast, residents of Herculaneum sought refuge in boathouses, hoping to escape by sea. Archaeological discoveries reveal their final moments. Bodies frozen in place, skulls shattered by heat, bones scorched beyond recognition. There was no time to run. No warning. No survival. The Roman writer Pliny the Younger, observing the eruption from across the Bay of Naples, recorded what he saw in letters to the historian Tacitus. He described a cloud shaped like a pine tree, rising and spreading, lightning flashing within the darkness, and people crying out in terror, His uncle, Pliny the Elder, attempted a rescue by sea and perished in the attempt. By the following day, Pompeii lay buried under several meters of ash. Herculaneum was sealed beneath a hardened mass of volcanic mud. The cities vanished from memory, their locations gradually forgotten as new towns rose above them. Ironically, the same forces that destroyed these cities preserved them. Organic materials, wooden structures, food, graffiti, and everyday objects survived, sealed away from air and decay. In Pompeii, voids left by decomposed bodies were later filled with plaster, revealing haunting casts, men, women, and children caught in their final moments of fear or prayer. When excavation began centuries later, the ruins offered an unprecedented glimpse into Roman life. Not the lives of emperors and generals, but of ordinary people. Bakers, merchants, slaves, families. The eruption of Vesuvius did not merely end these cities, it immortalized them. Pompeii and Herculaneum stand today as silent witnesses, a reminder that civilization, no matter how advanced, exists at the mercy of the earth beneath it. To live in the shadow of Mount Vesuvius is to live with contradiction. The same mountain that threatens destruction also sustains life. Its slopes and surrounding plains are among the most densely populated volcanic regions on Earth, home to millions of people who have chosen, generation after generation, to remain. The reason is written into the soil. Volcanic ash has enriched the land with minerals, creating extraordinary fertility. Vineyards flourish on the lower slopes, producing grapes used in wines prized since Roman times. Orchards, vegetable farms, and olive groves thrive where eruptions once rained fire from the sky. For many families, the volcano is not an enemy, but a provider. Cities and towns stretch outward from Naples toward the base of Vesuvius, forming a continuous urban landscape. Homes press closer to the mountain than anywhere else in Europe. Schools, hospitals, and markets operate daily beneath its silent presence. Life continues not despite the risk, but alongside it. Yet the danger is real and well understood by scientists. A major eruption today would threaten vast areas within hours. Pyroclastic flows could race down the slopes with little warning. Ashfall could collapse buildings, disrupt transportation, and contaminate water supplies. The sheer number of people at risk makes Vesuvius one of the most dangerous volcanoes in the world. Emergency plans exist. Authorities have divided the region into risk zones, with evacuation strategies designed to move hundreds of thousands of residents in a short period of time. Roads, railways, and shelters have been mapped and tested through drills. But planning and reality are not the same. Narrow streets, dense construction, and human hesitation complicate every scenario. For residents, the volcano is a constant presence, but rarely a daily fear. Children grow up seeing it as part of the skyline. Older generations recall stories passed down through families of ash, tremors, and warnings ignored. Some place their trust in science, others in fate. Many simply continue living. Vesuvius has shaped not only the land, but the psychology of those who live near it. Here, risk is woven into routine, and resilience is not a choice, it is a way of life. Long before science could explain volcanic eruptions, Mount Vesuvius was a place of myth and meaning. To the ancient Romans, volcanoes were not natural phenomena. They were manifestations of divine power. Fire, smoke, and thunder from the mountain were interpreted as signs from the gods. Vesuvius was closely associated with Vulcan, the Roman god of fire, metalworking, and the forge. It was believed that Vulcan's workshop lay beneath the earth, where he crafted weapons for the gods amid flames and molten rock. When Vesuvius erupted, it was thought to be evidence of his labor or his anger. After the destruction of Pompeii, interpretations shifted. Early Christian writers viewed the eruption as divine punishment, a warning against moral decay. The buried cities became symbols of human arrogance humbled by higher forces. These beliefs persisted for centuries, shaping how Europeans understood natural disasters. During the Renaissance and Enlightenment, Vesuvius took on a new role, not as a punishment, but as a subject of fascination. Artists, poets, and philosophers were drawn to its raw power. In the 18th and 19th centuries, witnessing an eruption became a highlight of the Grand Tour, a cultural journey undertaken by Europe's elite. Travelers climbed the volcano at night, watching rivers of lava illuminate the sky. Painters captured glowing slopes and ash-filled clouds. Writers described the mountain as both terrifying and beautiful, a living symbol of the sublime, where awe and fear coexist. Vesuvius became a bridge between ancient myth and modern science. Archaeological discoveries further deepened its cultural impact. Pompeii and Herculaneum transformed global understanding of Roman life, influencing architecture, literature, and historical study. Museums, novels, and films drew inspiration from the cities frozen in time. Even today, Vesuvius occupies a powerful place in Italian identity. It appears in songs, local legends, and visual art. For the people of Naples, the mountain is both a threat and a symbol, a reminder of endurance, creativity, and survival. Vesuvius is more than a volcano. It is a storyteller, carrying thousands of years of human fear, belief, curiosity, and respect, etched into its slopes by fire and memory. Today, Mount Vesuvius is no longer observed through myth or fear alone. It is watched continuously, measured in real time by science. Few volcanoes on Earth are studied with such intensity, not because of frequent eruptions, but because of what is at stake. At the heart of this effort is the Vesuvius Observatory, founded in 1841, the world's oldest volcanological research institute. From this center, scientists track the mountain's every movement. Seismic sensors listen for tremors deep beneath the surface, detecting magma as it fractures rock while rising through the Earth's crust. Even the smallest vibrations matter, forming patterns that may signal change. GPS instruments and satellite radar measure ground deformation with millimeter precision. A swelling slope can indicate increasing pressure within magma chambers below. Gas analyzers monitor emissions of sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, and other volcanic gases, as shifts in their composition may reveal magma movement toward the surface. Thermal cameras search for subtle temperature changes along the crater and surrounding vents. Together, these tools create a living portrait of the volcano, one that updates constantly. Yet despite advanced technology, prediction remains uncertain. Volcanoes are complex systems governed by variables hidden kilometers underground. Scientists cannot say exactly when Vesuvius will erupt or how violent the next eruption will be. What they can do is recognize warning signs early and provide critical time for action. Modern research also draws heavily on the past. Layers of ash, ancient lava flows, and archaeological evidence are analyzed to reconstruct previous eruptions. By understanding how Vesuvius behaved before, researchers can model potential future scenarios, estimating eruption size, direction, and impact zones. International collaboration has become essential. Data from Vesuvius contributes to global volcanic research, helping scientists better understand explosive stratovolcanoes worldwide. In return, lessons learned from other eruptions inform risk assessment in Naples. Science cannot stop Vesuvius, but it can transform surprise into preparation and chaos into response. The greatest threat posed by Mount Vesuvius today is not just geological, it is human. Over centuries, urban growth has pushed cities closer to the volcano's slopes. Dense populations, illegal construction, and limited infrastructure have increased vulnerability across the region. To confront this reality, Italian authorities have developed one of the most detailed volcanic emergency plans in the world. The area around Vesuvius is divided into risk zones, with the red zone marking areas most vulnerable to pyroclastic flows. In the event of imminent eruption, hundreds of thousands of residents would need to evacuate within days, or even hours. Evacuation routes, transportation networks, and temporary housing plans have been mapped and revised repeatedly. Drills are conducted, simulations run, and public awareness campaigns launched. Yet preparedness is not only about logistics, it is about trust. Convincing people to abandon homes, businesses, and history on short notice remains a profound challenge. False alarms could undermine credibility. Delayed action could cost countless lives. Environmental concerns add another layer of complexity. Ashfall could contaminate farmland, water supplies, and ecosystems far beyond the volcano itself. Recovery would take decades. Living with Vesuvius means accepting uncertainty. It demands constant vigilance, responsible planning, and respect for natural forces beyond human control. Today, Mount Vesuvius rests beneath open skies, its slopes green, its presence almost gentle. From a distance, it appears unchanged, an ancient landmark woven quietly into the rhythm of daily life. Boats cross the bay. Streets fill with voices. Time moves forward, but the mountain remembers. Beneath layers of stone and centuries of silence, heat still gathers. Pressure still builds. The forces that once erased cities have not vanished. They endure, patient and unseen. Vesuvius does not threaten loudly. It warns in whispers, in tremors too small to feel, in gases rising from hidden depths. Its story is not one of destruction alone, but of coexistence. Of humanity thriving beside power it cannot control, yet must always respect. Pompeii and Herculaneum stand as reminders not of fear, but of humility. The calm is real, but so is the fire. And in that balance, between beauty and danger, Mount Vesuvius continues to watch, waiting, as it always has.